Good evening. I'm Stu Eizenstat, and for the past several years, it's been my privilege to present the Fran Eizenstat Legacy Award to extremely deserving recipients at Selfhelp's annual gala. This year is no different, although we're having to do it by Zoom because of the pandemic. I'm delighted that the Schneider-Lesser family is being recognized with this esteemed honor. This award is particularly meaningful to me and to my family. It bears the name of my late wonderful wife of 45 years, Fran, who was a champion for those in need. Fran cared deeply about the needs of Holocaust survivors and has been the inspiration for so much of the important work being done on behalf of the survivor community. Sadly, we know that over half the some 40,000 survivors in the New York metropolitan area are living at or below the poverty line. This is completely unacceptable, and that's why I've made it my life's work to obtain compensation for Holocaust survivors who suffered the worst atrocities known to mankind. The Schneider-Lesser family shares my and Fran's passion. They've given so generously to Selfhelp, to its Holocaust survivor program, to ensure that no survivor ever has to choose between purchasing food and medication. This wonderful family also cares deeply about transmitting the lessons of the Holocaust to future generations, and they were among the first to step forward to support the production of Selfhelp's wonderful Witness Theater documentary. I want to extend my personal thanks to Mindy, Michael, Katie, and Jake for the sacred work you've done and continue to do for Holocaust survivors. I'm certain Fran would be proud of you, as I am. I only wish I could be there personally to extend this award and hope to have the opportunity of meeting you personally in the near future.
I'm Stacey Barber, and I serve as a vice president of Selfhelp's board of directors. It was a proud moment in 2016 when the Schneider-Lesser family was first introduced to Selfhelp. They visited a Selfhelp coffee house where they had the opportunity to meet with Holocaust survivors and learn how Selfhelp assists this very special population. Since that time, they have become wonderful friends and supporters, giving generously of their time, talent, and resources to ensure that our survivors can live with the comfort and dignity that they deserve. Mindy, Michael, Katie, and Jake are the 2020 recipients of Selfhelp's esteemed Fran Eizenstat Legacy Award in recognition of the dedication to enhancing the quality of life of Holocaust survivors. It is my pleasure to introduce and thank this remarkable family who truly personified the meaning of giving.
I don't really know how I met Mindy and Michael. I think they've always been there, you know. Our kids were around the same age. There's a lot of pictures with Mindy and Michael, their kids, in our albums, and I would assume a lot of pictures of me and my family in their albums as well. I met and spent time with Mindy's father 20 plus years ago in philanthropy.
I met Irving and Helen Schneider about 50 years ago when he was a member of the Board of Trustees of Long Island Jewish Hospital. I immediately recognized that he was an unusual individual, somebody with a big heart and extremely charitable, and he transmitted that to his children, who's Mindy and Michael, and from them down to their children, Katie and Jake.
We were talking about activities for our foundation, our family foundation, and we sat down as a family discussing what areas we were interested in. Our daughter Katie is particularly fond of senior citizens, and while she was looking around the internet for different programs in the New York City area, she came across Selfhelp.
My parents and I attended a coffee house in Brooklyn, and we just loved the program, and we loved the survivors that were at the coffee house. We just got involved right after that.
Self-help was something that we all four of us immediately wanted to do. That was no question.
Well, these people who have suffered so much and endured so much for so many years, now they're very aged, they should have some decent lifestyle in their last few years. They shouldn't have to worry about things like a medical appointment or food or a refrigerator and a place to socialize and be with other people. So we thought it was a very rewarding program and a rewarding thing for us to be involved with. You know, it gives back to us by seeing this, by help these people.
I think if you're going to help an elderly group of people, the Holocaust survivors are the group that deserves arguably the most help. They've gone through things that we can only imagine.
For them to be involved with self-help, to be caring for sort of one side of the spectrum and the other, it's not surprising at all. And in fact, I think it's quite logical. And I think for them, it is about caring for people that need the help.
The Schneider Children's Hospital is a unique institution. It's one of a kind in the state of Israel, providing medical care to all the children of Israel, irrespective of race, ethnicity, or national background.
I chair the U.S. fundraising arm for that hospital called CHAI. Mindy's on the board as treasurer. And we, before the pandemic would happen, we would go at least twice a year to visit the hospital. And we're very involved with its new building. They're building a brand new building for the hospital that will double the size of the facility. And we're very involved with that.
And it's amazing how they have carried on with the mission that Irving and Helen set 50 years ago. It's unusual for children to follow their parents and to do what their parents had in mind. And what's also amazing is they've passed this on to Katie and Jake, who also interested in the same things.
I think my grandparents instilled in the family that giving back was more important than almost anything, and it's always been a part of our lives for as long as I can remember. After my family got involved with Self-Help, I joined the Next Gen board, which is a board made up of young volunteers to think about ways that a young person might approach self-help. I think it's important for my generation to get involved with organizations that speak to them. And I think it's not only important to get involved at a young age and find what you like, I think it's important for the organizations to hear from younger people. And I think it's a way for organizations to find people that are really passionate about the cause.
It's really easy to want to give more and to want to help as much as you can, both with time and with resources. From an early age, I learned that I was so lucky to have what I have, and helping others to feel more comfortable is just something that's always been important to us.
I think there's always people who will be in need. Right now, it's Holocaust survivors, and there are 35,000 still remaining in the metropolitan area. But there'll always be people, underserved populations in New York who need the help of Self-Help. Self-Help has terrific, dedicated, caring professionals.
I just want to thank everybody at Self-Help. Everybody in the community has been terrific, all the projects that we have been involved in. But to us, it's just doing what we know to do. I don't want to say that it's not special because each activity is special, but it is part of our daily life and our normal day-to-day activity, participate and to give back.
You know, I think we can all learn from Mindy and Michael that rare combination of humility, impact, caring, and quietly making a significant difference.
The honor that they're being given this evening is well deserved. It's based on 3 generations of commitment to others.